So the absolute biggest challenge prior to working with the Unstuck group at Transformation Church was this. So literally, we went from 178 people to 701 in one weekend, and so we grew incredibly fast. And so for the first 4 years, we had the systems and processes that could maintain and sustain that growth. So we had tons of momentum growth, and then we just got stuck. And so we needed outside eyes with church experience to be able to help us to see where we were stuck, because sometimes you're so in it that you can't even have time to work on it to see the areas where you're blind. And so Tony and Amy and the Unstuck group did a great job of showing us where we were stuck. So how did the challenges of being stuck make me feel? It's interesting. So I can reflect on this now. Since the Unstuck group has helped us, my stress level has decreased. I'm having the most fun at Transformation Church than I've had in the last 4 years. I feel a lot more creative. I'm preaching better. I'm serving and leading better. And so as a result of that, I realized how for 4 years of being stuck affected me personally. It affected my mood. It affected a lot of things. And when you're in it, you just don't know it until you get out of it. So I'm grateful in that I personally, as a disciple of Christ, am doing better. Therefore, I am more able to lead and serve our church and staff more effectively. I think what changed is, number one, what we were feeling, and also what I was feeling as the point leader, was validated and verified. The reality is, we grew so fast. We're one of the fastest growing churches in the country. We grew so fast, but we outgrew our systems, our processes, but also we outgrew some of the spiritual maturity of people on staff. We outgrew some of their competency, and so it was a painful season in a good way, because it's like working out. If there's not any pain, there's no gain, right? And so we went through a season of really having to reorg, restructure, spending time, really making some difficult decisions. Oh my gosh, but it was so worth it. I would say this is the most momentum and the healthiest that we've been at Transformation Church in a while. Matter of fact, in about 4 years. So there was pain, but there was also great gain. Wow. I would say the specific results that I can share is, number one, the culture of Transformation Church is so much more like the fruit of the Spirit, a lot more love, a lot more patience and kindness, but also from a strategic visionary perspective, I think that we're refueled in who God has called us to be. Also, since we've made some reorganizational changes, you see younger leaders just flourishing and growing and developing and idea sharing, and also their competency and their character being more catalytic as leaders. This time last year in 2018, the number of people that we've had come to faith is up over 180%. I didn't make a mistake. It's literally up 180%. And so I think it's almost like a revival and a breakthrough. Staff is healthier. We're continuing to make just a greater impact. People are flourishing, growing, and we see the benefit of that, of people who didn't know Christ coming to know Christ, and people who are disciples of Christ growing. And I feel like as a ministry, we're more innovative and creative as missionaries to reach our culture. What would I say to somebody who's on the fence about having an Unstuck group come in? This is what I would say. Jump over the fence and get the Unstuck group into your church. You will be blessed. You will be encouraged. And also, this is about Jesus' honor and glory. And so the Unstuck group has a team of experienced, humble leaders that know what they're talking about, and they're going to help you. Now, it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging, but it's going to be worth it. And so as someone who's gone through the Unstuck group, we will definitely do this process again every several years, just so that we can continue to grow and have a fresh set of eyes encourage us and challenge us and help us maximize who God has called us to be. So listen, jump over the fence, get the Unstuck group in, and be prepared to gain some momentum and impact this world for Christ.